Hi everyone, Joy here. As you guys know, I have started this podcast to introduce to you guys, my journey, my entrepreneurial journey, my struggles, my challenges, etc. And I thought, what better way to do that to interview other entrepreneurs? And today I've got a guy named Paul. He is from Colorado, a newbie in Colorado, originally from what, California? Am I getting that right? And
California.
he is using sales funnels for dropshipping. Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's awesome. Thank you for being on here. I really appreciate your time. So can you tell people a little bit about you? Where did you come from? Where did you grow up, etc.? Just a little bit of an introduction.
Absolutely. Originally, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I was raised in Southern California, Los Angeles. I was raised watching my father build his own empire. Okay, he literally started with 3 cars from an El Pollo Loco, which is a fast food restaurant, parking lot. Okay. I remember every day watching the police come and telling him, you can't sell cars here. You need a license. Right. And my dad, being the entrepreneur that he is, he goes, no problem. He took his cars, moved it across the street to the Vons parking lot, which is a supermarket, and continued to sell his cars. So that's kind of where I get my persistence. That's where I kind of get my hunger for business. I watched my father literally go from 3 cars in a parking lot to 140 cars on his own dealership that now he owns. Right.
That's awesome.
So from that point on, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right out of high school, the first thing I did, I went to Calabasas High School. The first thing I did was I started a business. Am I getting ahead of myself, or you want to ask me some more questions?
No, I love hearing these stories. Please go for it.
I started a business right out of high school. It was a locksmith company. It was called ALP Lock and Key, right, in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working my butt off, and I kept visualizing my father selling those 2 cars in the El Pollo Loco shopping center, and I kept thinking to myself, I can go hand out these 1,000 business cards to every single week. I literally handed out 1,000 business cards,
wow.
Walking up and down Ventura Boulevard, handing it to shop owners and people I met along the way. Okay,
wow.
Because that when I wanted something.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can stop me. Nothing.
I love that.
Unless I get hit by a bus or something, which God forbid, right? But it's like I'm unstoppable. And I wanted my locksmith company to expand, to grow, to be better than the rest, okay? But what I found was, if you're going to be a locksmith, unfortunately, you have to deceive a little bit. You have to kind of bend the truth. You have to tell them, oh, your lock is broken. Instead of, yeah, I could change it for $50, no problem, right? So I could never do that. I was like, I can't do that. Okay. I am not that way. I'm just an honest person. And my dad kept telling me, and everyone around me, my other locksmith friends, they go, you can't just go to people's house and rekey their lock for $25 and call it a day. I'm like, but I can't lie to them and tell them the lock is broken to their face when it's not broken, and then take that lock and install it in someone else's house for another $250. And I just couldn't do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I kept thinking, how can I get where I want? I want to be a multimillionaire. That's my end goal is multimillionaire.
That's
right? Yeah. How do I get there? So I've opened another business after another business, and I sold these businesses. It's not that I just gave up on them. I sold them. I was making money. My locksmith business was producing, but I just couldn't deceive. So I sold the business. So then I thought to myself, you know what? I've been running my own stuff for many, many years. I'm tired. I'm going to go get a job. But, I decided to get a job in the hardest industry you can find, entertainment, right? Yeah. Building animatronics for movies and commercials and robots and all this awesome stuff. I went from that to audio engineering, sound design and stuff for huge companies. I don't know if I should name drop, but that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I realized they're not paying me anything. I'm not getting anywhere. I could barely pay my rent. I had to leave that industry.
Yes.
And I sat down and I thought to myself, you know what? I've been not struggling, but I've been frustrated opening and closing businesses, working for people, trying and trying. I tried to be a private investigator. Do you know how hard that is?
Oh, wow.
I did it. I got the job as a private investigator. I did it for 1 week and I was like, oh no, heck no. I couldn't leave the van to go to the bathroom. If I didn't bring food with me that day, I was hungry all day long. It's like, it wasn't a fun job. It's fun in movies and it's fun in my mind, but it's not a fun job. Anyways, I was stressed out. I was tired. I was like, I had no more energy left. And I was like, what am I going to do with my life? How am I going to become this multimillionaire? This, people hate him now, but whatever. This Donald Trump. How do I become this successful real estate entrepreneur? Or this Grant Cardone? We'll use him.
Yes.
Right? So I went into real estate. Okay. I took all my passion, all my drive, and I went into real estate because everyone's like real estate, real estate, real estate. Okay. I, for 10 years, was knocking on 100 doors every single day. I didn't take any time off. And people, my peers, were telling me, take time off. You're going to burn out. I was like, no, Superman, I'm not burning out of anything. Okay. They were right. I was wrong. 10 years later, I burnt out. I'm like, I'm not knocking on another door. I'm not talking about real estate anymore because you know what happened? I didn't go into real estate investing. I went into real estate retail.
That's
I was working for other people, not working for myself. That was the problem. And I took all that time and energy and passion because I thought I was going the right direction. But really what happened, it drained my energy. It sucked my soul. It killed me. Literally, I woke up in the morning crying. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. There's got to be something better. There's got to be something better. Shopify. I said, I'm going to make money online. That's it. I'm making money online. It's 2018, or this time it was like 2014 or 15. I was like, that's it. I'm making money online. This is stupid. I'm making my money work for me, and I'm going to make money in my sleep. That's it.
Yes.
So I started the Shopify thing. I started drop shipping. I started making money online. I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. It wasn't big money, right? But it was enough to support myself. Yes. Went on vacation, went to Cancun. I met a girl, got married. Now I have a family. And now I took my Shopify store because I have to do something for my wife. She left her family from Europe to come here to America to be with me. I have to give her a quality life. I have to give her the best life possible, right? Forgive me if I start crying. So I thought to myself, how can I turn my Shopify store into, because I was still doing real estate. I'm still doing real estate, okay? As an entrepreneur, I'm not going to stop doing something that makes me money and focus on something else. I'm going to get that on autopilot, which I have a team of 5 people under me in California working while I'm out here in Colorado. As I'm working on my stuff online, right? I'm building my course. I have my own drop shipping stores, all this kind of stuff. I thought, how can I take this Shopify store and actually turn it into something that could supplement my income where I don't have to wake up in the morning. I could sleep in if I want, if my wife lets me. I'm telling you. So I always ask myself, how can I? Yes. Right? I took that mental shift a long time ago of why is this happening to me? Why can't I move forward? I took that shift and I said, that's it. How can I succeed? How can I make this work for me? How can I? I am now a how can I person.
The golden
when you ask yourself, how can I? Your subconscious answers you. It tells you how you can. When you ask yourself, why can't I? Your subconscious tells you why you can't. And you'll fall deeper into the why I can't hole. Right?
Exactly. I agree.
If I'm ranting or something, if you want to ask me a question, please feel free to cut me off.
Oh, Paul, carry on. I'm loving this.
So I started asking myself a long time ago. So I asked myself about my Shopify store. How can I make this my main income? How can I get it to $50,000 a month? How can I get it to $100,000 a month? How can I make this Shopify store $1 million a year thing? How can I? And my brain said, sales funnels, right? Of course, after when I ask myself, how can I, you start to do that, how can I things. You start to look up stuff. You start to read books. You start to talk to people, right? I would never be here with you today if I never asked myself, how can I?
That's
right?
Yes.
So I came across sales funnels, and I came across people multiplying and quadrupling their income because they're putting it in a sales funnel. And it just made sense to me as an entrepreneur. And if you think about every store you go to, oh, did you find everything today? Oh, I see you're buying a barbecue. How about some charcoal? Or how about some gloves for that hot charcoal or whatever? I thought to myself, that's genius. Why not do that? So it was like almost overnight. It really wasn't overnight. It was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But it was like in my mind, it was like overnight. I took my 1% Shopify store that was just barely paying my bills for me. on top of real estate to now something that I have virtual assistants running them, and it's like something I don't even have to worry about. That's not true either. I worry about it. Every business you have to be
in control.
you have to know what customers are asking, know what customers are doing. You have to be on top of stuff so you can tell your virtual assistant these things.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by I don't have to worry about it is I know it's there. I know it's running. I know I have to spend maybe an hour or two a week on it, and I'm done and I'm good. On them, I have several businesses, not just one. That's the beauty of online. It's like literally you have the power of the world right here. Right here. Take advantage of it. That's my story. That's like how I got here. I told my wife, I'm going to buy you a house. I bought her a house. We're in it now. I told her I'm going to give her the life she wants, and that's my why. My wife and my son. She left her family, not like left her family, like they never talk. We go visit Czech Republic all the time,
yes,
but she still left her family. So it's like it's like my duty. It's my responsibility.
Exactly.
And that's what fuels me.
I love this story. Oh my gosh. Now tell me something. When you were saying that, when you started this like Shopify journey, when did you start actually making money with the sales funnels and in like integrating that with the Shopify dropshipping or with the dropshipping side?
What I did was, because of my past and everything, I know not to just sell a business and start something else. Okay.
Yep.
So what I did was I kept running my Shopify store because I was making money, not big money. It was probably $3,000 to $5,000 a month, depending on the month, because my niche is seasonal when I started. It's camping. Okay. Yeah. Camping is seasonal. And then you just got to deal with it. Right. Yeah. So I was thinking to myself, how do I make that bigger? How can I make this bigger? So I started implementing the sales funnel, and I started taking my top selling products and I started putting that in my upsells, in my downsells. I took my top selling product, which, I don't mind telling you, was a kit, a little stupid survival kit, right? With like a whistle and a little like saw and all these little things, little kit.
Yeah.
I put that on my front end, because that was my top seller, and people started coming into my sales funnel, and they realized if they buy this kit, they might want this sleeping bag, and if they might want that sleeping bag, they might want this. I sold this little tiny grill, foldable grill you could put in your backpack, where you can start a fire and you can cook on it. It's little cool things, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I started telling people what they wanted with their product, and where Shopify is, when I sent people to my store, they bought one thing and left. Yes. That's it.
Yes.
So I started making, like I said, I think it was 3 weeks once I started implementing my sales funnel. Yeah. I started integrating all of my sales and advertising from my Shopify, and I brought it over to my sales funnels. Now I have several sales funnel, and I have no Shopify anymore. I completely done with Shopify. It's honestly, in my book, it's a waste of time and money because I'm making way better conversion with a sales funnel. If you think about it, Shopify sells you one product, and that's it. Yeah. So my sales funnel has 4 or 5 upsells. That's 4 or 5 Shopify stores, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I started making money like within 3 weeks of integrating, around 3 weeks, something like that.
So how much did your percentage go up? From 2% to how much did you end up going?
So I went from about 1.4%.
Yeah.
And again, depending on the season.
Yes, obviously.
To about 45% the first 3 weeks.
Wow. That's crazy. In less than a month. That is amazing. Yeah.
Because one customer was now, instead of buying one thing, they were buying 4 things, maybe 3 things. Yes. So each customer was giving me more money.
Exactly. And it's that offer creation. It's that whole sequence of offering that you're giving people.
The offer is the most important part. And I never knew it until I joined, this community, and I started building sales funnels, and I started understanding more of the psychology of the way people think. And I kept thinking, I think that way too. Right? So I just implement, I sell what I love. I implement what I love. I implement how I think, because I am my own perfect customer. Mm-hmm. And that's how you're going to maximize profits if you're your own perfect customer. Right. Okay. And that's just how I approach it. I am my own person. Would I buy this? Absolutely. I love those. I have a closet full of those stupid kits.
I love it. What is the struggle that you face in this business so far? What was your biggest challenge or your struggle?
My personal biggest struggle was my mental self. This isn't good enough. This is stupid. You're already making money here. Why are you turning stuff off and going over here? You know, like, this isn't going to work. My mental battle was my biggest struggle. Still is my biggest struggle. Every single day I'm battling my own demons. Go get a job. This is stupid. What do you mean it's stupid? I made this much money this month. Shut up. Right?
I love it.
Because I've been trained. We all been trained at a young age. You got to go get a job. Right? So I'm always fighting my own demons. That's my biggest struggle. Everything else is easy. It's so easy. If you literally sit down and spend an hour a day just learning the subject or learning the advertising or learning the whatever, you can nail this. We all have superpowers. We literally all have the superpower. It's just, are you willing to open it up and let the world see it? Are you willing to let it work for you? Right?
I completely agree. Now, tell me something on a little bit more personal note. What does your dad think of all of your, your success online? Because I'm just thinking out of the box here a little bit. He's doing physical, he had his car dealer. Does he still have his car dealership?
Oh, now because of me, I believe this is my fault. Because I kept telling him real estate, real estate, real estate. Like, I drove him crazy. So now he's renting out his dealerships and he has like a whole bunch of he's buying real estate and doing stuff like that now. But whenever I talk to him about my online stuff, he goes, why don't you do what I'm doing? Why don't you buy real estate? Why don't you this and that? I'm like, Dad, calm down. I'm doing that also. He doesn't see everything I do. And because of that, he thinks I do nothing. Right? He calls me at 12 o'clock and I'm like, oh, what's up, Dad? He goes, you're still sleeping? I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I look at my store every day, my ClickFunnels store every day. I made $1,000 before I woke up. I'm going back to sleep. Like, leave me alone. Right? He's old school. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The old school mentality is you got to go, you got to get a job, or you got to go and you got to hustle your butt off. What do you mean you're making money online? Like, what is that? Right?
I love that, actually, because it's what I love about your story with your dad is that he's at least an entrepreneur. So it's not forcing you to go do a job. He's just forcing you to do something physical, like selling cars or houses.
Yeah. He's like, just do something. He's like, get up and do something. I'm like, Dad, I'm going to mow the lawn today. Okay. Relax.
So now, in the beginning of the interview, you're saying that obviously, your big why is your family. But what is that thing that drives you, except for your family and being a multimillionaire? Is there something special that's driving you every day to get up at 12 o'clock and look at your, your phone? But what is that thing that drives you?
Honestly, it's the freedom.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone calling me, Paul, where are you? Paul, what are you doing? Paul, this, Paul, that. Paul, I need this. Paul, I need that. I am responsible for my own fate. And I think that's where the main thing lies. I want control of my life. If I want to go on vacation, I don't want to tell the boss I'm going on vacation. I don't want to have to. No. I just send one email to all, I think I have 4 now, virtual assistants, 4 or 5.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I just send them an email. I'm going out of town from this day and this date. Don't bother me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And I'm out. That's it. I control my own fate. I control my future. Yeah. I control my daily. And that's really where it lies. That's like the bottom line.
But that's great, because then you make the time for the family. You make time to spend, your freedom. And I'm all for that. And that's what I teach my students as well, is to just, do this for yourself and your family, to have that freedom, to not have a boss. But it's hard to change people's mindsets with that. What is your, okay, so obviously you're very successful. I've got no doubt about that. But what is that thing that started out your success? Was it the dropshipping? Okay, obviously you real estate and all of that stuff. But what is that thing that you feel is the thing that make you successful?
I feel like as soon as I started using my sales funnels, I started to see enough income come in where I can actually tell people were calling me to sell their house. And I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you. Right? Like, I've never done that. It's always been like, oh, okay, what time? Where should I be? I'm going to bring all the paperwork. Right? Now I'm like, what do you think your house is worth? $1.2 million. And I do the homework online. I see it's worth $750. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll refer you to someone else. I'm always trying to make money, so I'll refer someone to that person. But I can say no now. Yeah. I can say no.
That's awesome.
Right? So, I mean, when I started using Sales Funnel is when I started to feel the stress relief of, oh, look, I'm making more money now, like online. If I'm making 5,000 a month on this funnel and I duplicate it 3 times, that's 20 grand a month or 15 grand a month, right?
Now, with your funnels, because obviously this is like the backbone of your business and it's on autopilot, which is great because it gives you the freedom. Do you
semi-auto?
Well, as auto as you can get with any business. But do you teach people about this? You know, do you have anything that you can, you know, educate?
For a very long time, and before I found the community, this ClickFunnels community and the sales funnel, for a very long time, I was teaching people how to sell on Shopify, but in person. I would invite them to my conference room in my real estate office after hours, and we would talk about, how to make money online through Shopify there, right? And then I found this community and I found the sales funnel. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking everything from my live action and I'm making it digital. So I am building out my courses. And in my course, we do discuss everything from finding your niche to marketing and everything in between, mental mindsets and all the stuff I'm talking to you about. I go through in detail so that these people that I work with understand when they start. One, it's not a get rich quick thing. If you're going to come in here and think you're going to make $1 million in a week, then this is not a good fit. We're starting a real business with real customers and real money.
And real investment.
And real investments. Okay? This is not, oh, sign up today and get 50 grand in 2 days. No. I have had some people come in through my training. Before I even had my course, I mentor people and I coach people. Yeah. Kind of like how we're doing Zoom meetings.
Yes.
I've had students come in 2-3 weeks later and go, oh my God, I made $25,000. I'm like, great.
Wow.
You got lucky.
In like a month. Wow.
Yeah. And I have to make sure to tell these people, don't take that as the average.
Yeah.
You got lucky. If you continue to do that every single month, then you can start to say, okay, that's fantastic. But just keep in mind, in the next few weeks, it might not happen.
Yes.
Okay. Keep the mindset of an entrepreneur that your car is going to break. Those wheels are going to fall off. Get ready to fix them. Don't think I made 25 grand in 2 weeks. I'm going to make 25 grand every single 2 weeks. No, that's not the case. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're persistent and you keep up the good work, then you can turn that into reality. Talk to your customers. Find out why you made all those great sales. What did you do? Right? Like, what happened? And then keep doing that.
Yes. I love that. Now, tell me something, because now, okay, it's fabulous to have sales funnels and it's awesome to do all of these things, but how do you get the people to actually go to your ClickFunnels? How do you get that traffic? What traffic sources do you use?
I use several traffic sources. Everybody that I talk to goes, oh, Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. I'm like, no, listen. Facebook is the tip of the iceberg. You have Facebook, Google, Instagram, you have Bing, you have Yahoo, you have solo ads, you have free traffic, you have, I mean, it's like really, the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
You can make business cards and hand it to people in supermarkets. Okay? You could do anything. What I did to start, I had some money because I'm working as a realtor. What I did to start was I just put a bunch of money into Facebook ads. Okay. That's what I did to
That's
start.
What most people do. Yeah, I get that.
Because it's the easiest. There's 80% of the world's population is on Facebook. It just makes sense, right?
Exactly.
But now that I'm older and wiser, so to speak, I go onto Facebook. I provide value in groups. Most of my traffic now comes organically free from other places because they see what I'm doing. They want to be a part of that. So, you know, that's how I get most of my traffic now. Don't get me wrong. I still use Facebook. I still use Bing. Not really Bing that much because Bing is more popular in the UK, overseas. You know, I'm selling mostly to the United States. And these are things you have to know about where you're marketing.
That's
right?
Exactly it, yeah.
But right now, right this second, I'm using 2 sources of traffic. Facebook ads and Facebook organic.
And the organic is like your groups and talking to people and networking in other groups. That's like your typical organic type thing. Yeah.
Yep, helping people out. You know, when people have a question about dropshipping, they message me. I don't charge them. I help them.
Yes.
I help them as much as I can, right? But then there's a point where I feel bad for my actually paying students where I have to tell them, look, I'm sorry, I want to help you, but these people are paying and I can't give it to you because that's just not fair. So I do my best to be nice and, but I give them as much as I can to the level where I'm fair to the people that are actually paying, because, my services are they're not expensive, but they're not cheap, because here's the thing. I bought several courses. I've bought several mentors just to see how they're doing. What are they doing online? You have to see your competition.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Every single one got on my nerves. It's like, you're not helping me. I'm asking you questions. So I made it my mission that every single person I work with is closely. I spend multiple hours with them on the phone. I figure out what's wrong with them. We go through ads step by step. It's not ask me a question, I'll answer you tomorrow. No. You have a question, I'm going to answer you right now. Let's do this.
Yes.
If you want to work, I'm ready to work. Right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to differentiate myself from all the other people out there. And I know how that sounds, because I talk to some people, I'm like, I'm not like others. They're like, oh yeah, they all say that. Well, yeah, you do. But once you start working with me and talking to me, you're going to notice it's not like others, right? Don't use that line, by the way. No one ever used that line. I'm not like others. Don't use that.
The people go like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I hear that 40 times a day.
Okay, so before we get to your link dropping, what is that one piece of advice that you can give other entrepreneurs that's sitting on the fence? People that wants to be an entrepreneur, but they like deciding, no, I don't know if this is for me. What is your piece of advice that you would give somebody? First
of all, it's really kind of bad to say, but if you're on the fence of being an entrepreneur, you're not an entrepreneur. Okay? It's either you take the leap and you be an entrepreneur, or you go get a job and work for an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Right? Do you have the guts to take that success you want? Do you have the guts to do it? Then do it. What's stopping you? Nothing. That's the mental game I was talking about earlier. That's the only thing stopping you. That is it. I don't have money. You don't need money. Go onto Facebook. It's free, and talk to people. Tell them what you're doing. Right?
Yes.
Oh, I don't have time. I bet you sit on Facebook like this and scroll for 4 or 5 hours a day when you get home from work. Am I right or wrong? Oh, yeah, you're right. Drop 5 comments a day in a group that you think will buy your service. 5 a day. That's it.
Yeah.
So really, that's what I tell people. Oh, I don't know if I want to. Then you don't want to do it. I'm sorry. You don't want to do it. Yeah. Right?
I like that. That's awesome.
I know it's kind of crappy to say, but that's reality. Because this is what I find. I've taken people off that fence, but then what happens is a week, 2 weeks later, they go, this doesn't work, and they quit and they're done. And I've wasted my time, right? That's not an entrepreneur. I'm sorry.
Somebody that think they want to be out of the situation, but they don't actually push to be out of the situation. Grant Cardone's got this clever thing to say, you probably know this, is that if you don't use your smartphone to make money, then your smartphone isn't very smart, right? So
exactly. Or the user.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've got a phone and you've got internet, you can actually, in some ways, turn something into, a business, or at least make some money. It's possible.
There's websites out there that pay you to scroll Instagram. I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. Like there's nothing stopping you. Nothing.
Yes, I agree.
For those of you watching this now and going, oh, but, no, but. That's you telling you but. There's no buts. How can I be a success? And your subconscious is going to tell you how. I promise you.
That's correct. Paul, where can people find you? If they want to start your course and reach out to you, where can they find you? What's the best place to reach you?
Right now, the best place to find me is my brand new Facebook group. It is called the E-commerce Roundtable. It is absolutely 100% free. I'm in there all the time. I'm dropping content. I'm building funnels. I'm talking about what we're talking about now. And that's where you can find me. That's the community I'm trying to build. And why the e-commerce roundtable? Everyone is equal. Okay, you're not going to come in there as a newbie and get ignored. No, you're going to come in there as a newbie, and we're going to lift you up, and we're going to try our best to answer your questions. That's one of the things that drove me crazy the most starting out in this game, is no one was really willing to talk to me.
Yes.
No one. Unless I opened my wallet, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to change things like I mentioned earlier. I want to help you. Come into the group, ask me your questions, and let me help the best I can. right? The e-commerce roundtable free Facebook group.
Okay, we'll definitely drop the link on the bottom of this podcast. Paul, thank you. This was an awesome interview. I love the fact that you took over and you just told your story, because I love hearing stories. It makes my job a bit easier on this interview.
No problem. Hey.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and we'll get people to on there. And yeah, I'll keep following your success. I love seeing you in action in your group and talking to, and I'll keep sending people your way that you can educate.
Yeah, just know that I'm working on my course. I'm making everything digital. I should hopefully have it done, because I'm fighting my own mental demons. Yes. I should hopefully have it done by the middle of this month, September. And I'm giving, can I mention, I'm giving free access to 15 people.
That's awesome.
To my group. As I'm building it, they're going to get each video on a drip. They're going to get all my bonuses, everything for free. All I want back is the feedback about the course. How do you like it? What do you want more? What do you want less? Am I talking too fast? Should I shave? I mean, tell me, okay? 15 people. All you got to do is send me a message.
Yeah.
Tell me where you saw this offer, and you'll get access.
Awesome. We'll put that in there, and yeah, we'll direct people to you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate your time, and carry on being Superman, and putting your powers out there to the world.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
See you soon. Bye.